slowly walking towards us. Yeah, swinging that dress, Annie. Got it, thank you. Right, I'm gonna get told off now. Go, 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 go.
You move like a ninja, you.
Thank you, mate. That's a compliment. Every photograph you see in this video was taken on this lens, the Viltrox 50mm f1.4 Pro. And in this video, I'll be showing you how it performed when I use it on a real wedding day.
Annie, I give you this ring.
So no second chances. If this lens doesn't perform, the moments that it misses are gone forever. So I won't be sitting here showing you charts and graphs or zoom in on the corners of a still life photograph and blah, blah, blah. This is a video about how the Viltrox 50mm f1.4 Pro lens performs when it really matters in the field on a real shoot, just as lenses are meant to be used. First up, let me start by showing you what this lens looks like and also say a big thank you to Viltrox for sending me this lens to review. As always, they haven't asked me to say anything in particular about the lens, they have just asked me to make this review video. Now, as I shoot on Sony cameras, this is the Sony E-mount version. The first thing you notice when you get it out of the box is that this lens is very, very well built. It feels like a tank. It is all metal and weather sealed, which means that it's also not light. The Viltrox 50mm f1.4 weighs in at 800 grams, which is definitely on the heavy side. It has a USB-C port, so you can easily update the firmware. There it is. An aperture ring and a 77mm filter thread. Now, this lens is bound to be compared with the Sony G Master 50mm f1.2 lens and the Sony G Master 50mm f1.4 lens. Now, I don't own the 50mm 1.4, but here it is side by side with the Sony 50mm f1.2. Now, if you are comparing these lenses, bear in mind that the Viltrox 50mm f1.4 Pro comes in at 1/3 of the price of the Sony 50mm f1.2 and half the price of the Sony 50mm f1.4. So price-wise, when compared to the Sony lenses, this is a bargain lens for the spec. In fact, you could buy the Viltrox 50mm f1.4 Pro and the Viltrox 85mm f1.4 Pro for the same or less than either of those two Sony lenses. Also, fun fact, the Viltrox 50mm looks almost identical to the Viltrox 85mm, so you will definitely need a sticker on the lens cap to know which is which. I have already made a review video of the Viltrox 85mm f1.4 lens, which I will link to above, and again, in that video, I show you exactly how it performed on a real wedding day, again, when it matters. Although, spoiler alert, I will tell you that the Viltrox 85mm 1.4 lens is now my go-to 85mm lens. It is very, very good. So let's get on to the wedding photography. I was second shooting this wedding for my partner, Helen Williams. Now, if you follow Helen or if you're a member of Flashmasters, you will already know that Helen is a crazy talented wedding photographer. And I would like to say a big thank you to her for inviting me to second shoot this wedding for her. Also, I would like to say a big thank you to the bride and groom, Annie and Tom, who were an amazing couple to work with, and we loved being a part of their day. As I show you the behind the scenes video, it's also important to say that I always shoot with two cameras on a wedding day. One will be a wide angle lens and the other will be a longer focal length. Now, usually those lenses would be a 35mm and an 85mm, but as I was shooting on the Viltrox f1.4 50mm lens at this wedding, my wide angle lens at this wedding was the Sony G Master 16 to 35mm f2.8 lens, as I felt that this complemented the 50mm better than my 35mm would have done. As I mentioned, every single shot you see in this video was taken with the Viltrox 50mm f1.4 Pro, but again, bear in mind that I did have two cameras and half the shots will have been taken on the other camera. Now, I don't like staged detail shots, but I love detail shots that are taken in the context of the wedding day. For example, a photograph of a bouquet on its own is just boring to me. But a photograph of the bouquet being held by an emotional bridesmaid during the wedding ceremony, well, that is much more powerful. I always think it's important during a wedding ceremony to not just be looking to capture emotion from the couple, but also the guests too, especially the front row, as these people will be the closest to the couple in every sense of the word. When I am shooting guests, just as I did with the flowers, I like to try and give context to the photographs. And a good way of doing this is to shoot through the couple and focus on the emotion which is happening behind them. One of my favourite features of the Sony A9III, which I'm using here, is the flippy screen, which allows me to hold the camera high above my head and compose the shot by pulling out the screen and pointing it down. This allows me to get shots which would have been very difficult and a bit more hit and miss were it not for the flippy screen. This shot was taken wide open at f1.4 on the 50mm, and you can see just how sharp this lens is, even at its widest aperture of f1.4. Now, this was the first time that I'd used this lens, but I already at this point on the day had a lot of faith in it. As the ceremony went on, I had been noticing the emotion between the bride's parents and the bridesmaids who were sat on the front row. So I was always looking at them in my peripheral vision for any little moments that may happen. You can also see that just like the bride and groom, the light on the front row of the guests was beautiful. So I knew that if I could combine the light with an emotional moment, it would lead to a really strong shot. And I really like these photographs for that reason. Again, to maximize the depth of field, I took these photographs at f1.4, and again, you can see the images are really sharp. I also love the bokeh that this lens produces. Look at how nice the background looks in this photograph. I was loving the lens by this point, so I trusted it to get one of the trickiest shots of the ceremony, the ring exchange. For this shot, I had to get quite close to the couple, hold my camera high above my head and point it down towards the couple's hands as they exchange their wedding rings. As this is a very important part of the ceremony, I want to get in, get the shot and get out as quick as possible. So I need to trust the lens. You can see me here checking the focus straight away to check that I had the shot. But also, as you can see here, the Viltrox 50mm f1.4 Pro nailed it. Please also bear in mind that I am shooting here completely silently on both of my camera bodies. I use electronic shutter for everything. This also helps me to get close without causing any distractions. For the first kiss, as Helen was positioned centrally, I moved to the side facing the bride, as there was no point in me shooting this moment from the same angle. As you can see, I shot the first kiss on my 16-35mm lens, but then I instantly swapped cameras and changed my angle to shoot the follow-up shots on the Viltrox 50mm f1.4, and I love these photographs. Now, the ceremony took place in the library at Crewe Hall, and the light that faces the couple in this room is stunning, as you saw. But this quickly turned into strong backlight when Annie and Tom were walking back up the aisle to leave the room. So, as you can see here, Helen and I each quickly grabbed a speed light each and pointed them up to give us bounce light to light Annie and Tom from the front. Without off-camera flash, these photographs would have looked terrible. Now, focusing in strong backlit conditions is always tricky for any lens, but the Viltrox 50mm f1.4 Pro did a really good job, as you can see here. Next up, we went outside for the confetti photographs. Now, I set my aperture to f4 for these to give myself a slightly bigger depth of field, and I locked my focus onto Annie, the bride, and as you can see, every single shot was perfectly in focus. Both Helen and I love to capture natural moments that are not instigated by ourselves in any way. And one of the best times on the wedding day for these moments, just as it was here, is just after the ceremony has finished and guests are congratulating the couple for the first time. So many hugs and moments happen here that it's actually quite difficult to keep up, and it's so important, especially if you believe in natural, organic moments as Helen and I do, that you trust your lens and know that the shots that you're getting are going to be sharp, because these moments don't happen twice. Again though, the Viltrox 50mm performed really well. This lens is extremely quick to focus and it tracks really well. Notice that Helen and I are not interfering or setting up any of these moments. They are all happening naturally, and that is exactly what we want, because as we explain to our couples, because everything is happening naturally, when they look back on their photographs, rather than remembering Helen and I, they will instead just remember the happiness that they felt in these moments. Here is another wedding ring photograph in context. Now, I can't stress enough how much more I prefer these photographs over, say, flat lays or shots of the wedding rings on their own. Detail photographs which are in context tell a story. These detail shots are fleeting moments which were freezing in time, and I will always strive to capture them, even if I've already taken still life type images earlier in the day.
You move like a ninja, you do.
Thank you, mate. That's a compliment. Just hope there's memory cards in it. Now, Helen borrowed my Sony A9III to take the group photographs because she uses off-camera flash to light her groups, and she's so good at doing this. The Sony A9III's global shutter means that she can get so much more power out of her flashes when she's shooting at fast shutter speeds. Off-camera flash makes such a big difference. The flash fills in the shadows on faces and gives everyone catch lights in their eyes. But again, these shots were all taken on the Viltrox 50mm F1.4 Pro. We then took Annie and Tom off for 10 minutes to take some portraits. Now, we were working very fast here because we didn't have long before Annie and Tom will be called in for the wedding breakfast. It seems for some reason I started this portrait session off by shooting through a leaf, obviously, before I then took some more normal shots of Annie and Tom on the Viltrox 50mm f1.4.
Oh, these are honestly beautiful.
When Helen and I are shooting portraits together, sometimes one of us will go off and get ready for the next shot whilst the other one is shooting. My plan here was to collect lots of these little red leaves and lay them out on the ground so that when I shot through them wide open on the 50mm at 1.4, they will create really nice red bokeh in the foreground. But karma did get me here because I was laughing at Helen running from the couple, and well, the wind came to punish me. I deserved it. Oh, but I did try for a second time, and I love the photographs that I got here. Again, these were all taken on the 50mm at 1.4, and they are tack sharp.
Slowly walking towards us. Yeah, swing in that dress, Annie. Swing really far. Yeah, that's the one. Yes. Cool. Keep on going. Keep on going. Nearly there. Yeah, baby. Perfect. That looked cool.
By this point, we were a couple of minutes over the time that we had promised the venue we would have with the couple, so we were working double fast here for these last portraits.
Yeah, these are beautiful. I know. Little kiss now, Tom. Just on the top of her, on her forehead, if that's all right. Yeah, we don't want you to block her light. Gorgeous.
Sunny.
Yeah. Wiggling your hip back into Tom. Thank me later, Tom. Looking back at each other as you're doing that. Yes. Got it. Thank you.
Cheers.
Right, we're going to get told off now. Go, 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 go.
Next up were the speeches, and this was the first time that I had actually used off-camera flash myself on the wedding day. Now, Helen and I always use the same 3-light setup for speeches, and it works so well, regardless of whether the top table is a long top table or, as it was here, a round top table. Although we only have 3 lights, we are often only using 2 of them at any one time, and by alternating which are on and which are off, the light that we get is always directional and it gives the images light and shadow. Also, this is a very dark room that we're shooting here, so without using off-camera flash, these images would have looked really flat and dull. Now, because the room is dark, we're also using low flash powers, which is very helpful. Also, Helen and I in this scenario are using the same lights, and the Godox triggers that we're using allow us to use those lights at different powers each. So Helen can use one flash power and I can use another flash power on the same light. It's a really useful setup. Again, the Viltrox 50mm F1.4 Pro performed really well. I had no issues at all with the focus, despite the room being dark, and I was very, very pleased with the lens, and I love the images that I got here. When I teach off-camera flash to light speeches at my workshops, I always stress to my students the importance of not putting your camera down once the speeches have finished, because some of the best and the most meaningful hugs happen just after the speeches have finished. So always keep an eye out for these hugs, because I promise you they will happen at virtually every wedding. So, in conclusion, this is a very good lens, but it's a great lens when you factor in the price. In fact, I say that for the price, the Viltrox 50mm f1.4 Pro is an absolute bargain. And since this wedding, I have used this lens on a number of shoots and weddings, and again, here are the photos from those shoots. It's always been great to use, it's quick to focus, it's sharp, and it produces beautiful bokeh. The only real issue that I found with it is that there is quite a bit of vignetting when you shoot at 1.4, but that goes away when you narrow the aperture slightly to say f2 or f2.8. Plus, that is a very easy quick fix in Lightroom. It's also quite heavy, which I'm not really a fan of, especially if I'm using this on an all-day wedding, but that is all due to the all-metal weather seal body, so you can't really have it all. But I do take my hat off to Viltrox. The fact that you can get this lens and the performance that it gives and their 85mm f1.4 Pro for around £1,000 is amazing value for what these two lenses are offering. Again, I'd like to say a big thank you to Viltrox for sending me this lens to review, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.